guys, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be covering the two factions that I do not recommend. More specifically, faction/lords I don't recommend for beginners. The first one is the easiest to cover. That's the Demons of Chaos. This thing had so much potential. The idea that you could be undivided and just go that route, or you pick long-term one specific Chaos Lord and you get all these wonderful boons, bonuses, and different types of troops and armor pieces based on your choices for who you wanted to please, or again, if you want to be undivided and just be equal. It's a good idea, but a lot of the armor, especially late game, is lacking in comparison to other legendary lords' quest gear and certain pieces of gear that are just out there that you can get that are rare and epic for the bonuses they give. It really is lacking. Like, this can be a doable faction to play as, but it's difficult, especially a small portion early game, because you've got to balance your relations with the other demons around you. Otherwise, they'll be at war with you. Norsko will be at war with you. Freaking Kislev, dwarves, dark elves, everyone will be at war with you if you don't play politics a little bit and specifically gear your skill points to go for an improvement with their relations, which can be really good late game. But not a lot of people want to do that. You don't want to waste them that way. It feels like a waste. Your starting location, again, you're surrounded by a bunch of people that you got to play politics with. But we're going to go into them real quick, and I'm going to just show you a few things. Alright, so another crappy thing is that this system completely overrides research. So you don't get this stuff based on number of turns researching stuff. It's based on you going, killing someone. Like, for example, we'll just show you real quick here. You attack it. Then you have to choose, if you're going to take it, on who you're dedicating it to. There's going to be some that's going to go to undivided, and then you've got to pick the other pieces down here. Now, see how this, it went up a little bit, 28. As you go through here, it unlocks different pieces of gear for him to wear. Some of them are really cool, and he can be a pretty good lord. But again, late game, because of the fact he has to wear this stuff, it means he's gonna miss out on some of the better gear. Like, there are weapons that you can find out in the world as drops or taking from other people that are better than anything you're gonna get from worshiping the Lords of Chaos, which is just stupid. Like, seriously. So that is my gripe with that. Let me show you a little bit here. You start off at war with a Nurgle unit. You've got some others that once you deal with the Nurgle guys, play nice with some of the others, go down the right path that forces you up here, because otherwise everyone here will attack you. Alright? So see, this increases your relations if you go down this path. It makes it easier for them, very least, not to attack you, possibly get some alliances to fight against others. But I don't recommend him. I really don't. It's difficult to make money. You gotta be at war, so obviously you can't play nice with all the other demons and just fight the good guys. Because again, the demons don't play nice with each other. That's the whole thing about the Chaos Gods. They're all trying to one-up each other. But your gear, down the line here, I've done multiple playthroughs with this guy. And again, he can be fun, but when I compare the gear he gets and the bonuses, the buffs they get, it's just it's not as good. It really isn't, especially because of the fact that his skills, they are all 100% about increasing the effectiveness of his armies, which again can be good if you want to play that way. Most people don't want to play that way, but you're going to run into lords who went down the personal increase or split, a variant of personal and army. But if they went down the personal increase and they've got their quest gear and maybe one or two really good pieces of gear that's out there in the world, like ward save. So far I haven't seen a good combination for getting this guy's ward save up past, I think it was 30%. Other lords are running out there with 75%, 50% at the very least, late game, if they've got the right gear and put their right skills in. Your guy's lacking. Your best bet after this is to get another lord, hope he survives long enough to become immortal, which if you want him to evolve into a better version, in most cases you kind of have to sacrifice the base guy, start over again at half the level with the better version of the lord. We'll just show you like all of these guys. Once they hit, I believe it's 15, they are given the option to be replaced with a better version, but their level is reduced to 7. You gotta level them up again. You gotta get to 20 to be immortal. So it's a pain. I do not recommend this guy for any beginners. If you want a challenge and you're a veteran, yes, definitely do this one. Okay. So the next one's for least recommended. It's a little bit more difficult to choose who is the absolute worst. So again, I'm gonna have more than one video covering this. One of the ones I'm gonna recommend as not as good, it's actually gonna be another demon, Slanesh. Good grief. And it's based on the starting location. So we're gonna go look at that real quick. Okay, reasons why I don't recommend Slanesh for, and I'm saying Slanesh even though it's not Slanesh, it's Nakari. You're like, oh well, I mean, look, initially it doesn't look like it's that big of a deal. You go, you win, and I'm only been on hard, okay? Not that big a deal, you think. But it's gonna take you a little bit to learn the mechanics. You were on the High Elf Island, alright? High Elves are all here, the Dark Elves are here. There's a good chance you're gonna be at war with everybody pretty quick. And in some cases, if you screw things up, you can be. Because you may have misunderstood or didn't do something right with certain mechanics when it comes to getting vassals, getting them under your sway. This is what it is. You have very little room for help. In certain cases, I have seen the High Elves move very quickly to take out the Dark Elves and then come for Slanesh. Slanesh never does well here. Alright, now, of course, like a lot of the demons, you can get these little cult groups that can pop up in settlements. Now, you start out with one temporary diplomatic relations bonus with the settlement owner. Yeah, it's a neat mechanic. It's a neat idea. If you didn't start off in an area where so many people, because I guarantee as soon as the Bretonians see you, as soon as possibly even the Red Duke over here sees you, they're going to declare war. They're going to want to come for you because of the player bias. The AI is anti-player. And so if you are anywhere close to people who are not friendly to you, have reason to be friendly to you, they're going to declare war soon. Can you tell I'm frustrated? Because the anti-player bias is absolute garbage. If you are seen by too many of the AI factions early on, you're going to have a rough time of it. Let's look at the technology real quick. She at least has technology, and you've got 3 sections you can start out with to look at that you can just straight up choose. So there is at least that, but again, I don't recommend it. We're going to touch on this real quick since we're here. Shrine of Cain. Alright, there is a sword. Sword of Cain periodically shows up. When you claim it, if you kill the person who gets it first from the shrine, I believe it's simply a dark elf thing, but once they have it, you can take it from them and use it yourself for your legendary lord or another lord. It is really powerful. So if Slanesh can get that early on, that makes it easier, but you gotta kill the person who's wielding this thing, and they get lovely buffs, lots of buffs. So if you have to fight them when they have a full army and you get a full army, it's gonna be rough. You need to be stronger, have them outnumbered. And if you're trying not to go to war with everybody, if you don't want to go to war with the Dark Elves immediately, which again, if you want the sword, you need to wait for them to get stronger and actually build the proper piece here. Shrine or the Cain worship, that needs to be upgraded to get the sword. Then it's going to be difficult. But those are my two least recommended starting factions for new players. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell. Feel free to leave comments and suggestions for things you want to see in the future. I will make another video with 2 more factions that I do not recommend for beginners. And then hopefully we're going to be looking at some Let's Plays, some live streams, and also be covering the good and the bad in more detail for Warhammer 3. Thank you very much. Have a great day.